Welcome everybody to the video and welcome to the flea market. We're following this white minivan through the flea market. It's a Thursday today. And there was a bit of some discrepancies going on with the spaces, and someone wanted to get the security guard out to help them, assist them with there is if you do choose to sell at the flea market, just know that there's a lot of regulars here, and there's a lot of people that will kind of take spaces that they believe belongs to them. So be aware of that. When we have sold here, you know, we encountered a problem one time where they gave us a space that was occupied by one of the fruit stand, one of their trucks, and so then we had to end up, they weren't moving it, so we had to end up getting a different spot. So just know that there are regulars around, and you might have to I don't know, you get security involved, I guess. Okay, we're immediately, it's a Thursday, so I'm going to target the vendors that I buy from regularly, starting off with Lupe here, all the way on the far side, far end of the middle part of this flea market. And we're going to go through all this stuff, and there's some great stuff in here, and we'll definitely recap everything at the end. Little fillet knife. I'm like, doesn't appear to be have too much value. And again, I always concentrate on the tables. I believe I've talked about this before. You know, the tables tend to be where the more valuable items are, or what is deemed more valuable. This is an Xbox One controller, which I already sold. I sold that for about, I think it was $23 is what I ended up accepting an offer on. And I always recommend bring a cart. If you are coming to the flea market, bring a cart and some bags. Electronics, if you're going to take the risk on electronics, you need to buy it as if it doesn't work. Because it's always, you know, I do have great success with electronics here at this flea market, and usually it turns out fine. But there's always a risk, so you have to be prepared for that. And you have to buy accordingly. Buy based on, base your purchase on the risk that it's not going to work. And a lot of other controllers here, miscellaneous controllers that I probably should have picked up some of these other controllers because I would have got a great deal on it, but you know, I'm still going through everything here. We're still going through it. These leapfrog machines, they do really well. You just have to get them for the right price. They'll go for right around $20 or so, and they usually use just standard, I believe it's AA batteries, but they do pretty well. And I've purchased them before from the Goodwill. And they sell. They sell. Even the little styluses sell. I do tend to stay away from these Ring doorbell things, especially if they're not new, because you have to test them. And I'm not about to take apart my doorbell thing to test those. So I will stay away from them unless they're new. Lots of cell phones. You got to be careful with these Apple phones. They could be iCloud locked, and then it'll be pretty, you know, not worth pretty much anything. This is an iPod though, so it's an iPod Touch. Which turns out I did test it later, and it does work, and it wasn't locked, so we're good to go there. Well, some random cards, gift cards in there. Nothing jewelry, costume jewelry. There's definitely some costume jewelry that can do well. There are some designer costume jewelry pieces that could do well. Now, there are so many names out there, but yeah, if you want to get into that, I don't really deal too much in costume jewelry. I tend to look more for silver jewelry. I mean, gold jewelry, obviously, but yeah, that's kind of hard to come by, especially at the flea market. These people know what they're doing. They're not going to have gold jewelry laying out there. But there's a lot of silver jewelry out there, and if you can find some good silver pieces, anything with like natural stones would do well. Your turquoise jewelry, your what do you call, like your lapis lazuli or lazuli? I mean, people pronounce it differently. Gonna grab some footballs here. The giant barrel there, stuff's falling over. There's a lot of stuff here. I saw that Roku device, and as a matter of fact, I was gonna get that. I had seen that. It's like a Roku sound bar, but it also has, you know, like the Roku. It's the Roku device. You know, like kind of like turn your TV into a smart device, or if you prefer the Roku ecosystem, which I like the Roku system. I highly recommend it. I was with Amazon for such a long time, then I finally made the jump over to Roku, and I love Roku. So, and my son needed a soundbar anyway, so I think I might. It's going to be a keeper. I probably paid a little bit too much for it because I was already under the impression I was going to keep it. Just making sure it has everything. Now, it does not have the remote in the box, but a little bit later I will find it out there in the other boxes. And I always take... You guys see me spend a lot of time here in this booth because there's so many boxes, and I've, you know, just through going through the different boxes and everything, I have found good stuff, then I find better stuff, and I find some more good stuff, and I find better stuff, and it's like... So sometimes it pays to kind of just stick around and do a little digging. And historically, he has always had some great stuff here. I don't think I've ever, you know, come to her booth and not walked away with anything. I always walk away with something. Some electronics, some remotes, and not really sure there. And, you know, I've said it before, she prices incredibly well, and, you know, she moves product. She wants to move this stuff out. And I would definitely try to help her and try to buy as much as I can. That looks like it goes over to one of the looks like it goes to like an Xbox 360 controller, I believe. It's kind of like a rechargeable battery pack. So we probably won't take that. I'll probably match it up with one of the controllers. There's like Kodak film slides, the wallet. There's a JBL. I thought maybe the speaker was in there. That would have been pretty cool. That would have been a good find if that speaker was in there. I don't know. That woman's walking around with that drill. As you can see, there's a lot of people here. So definitely trying to, trying to spot the deals or the items that are of value to me before somebody else snatches it up, of course. It's the name of the game here. There is a lot of Avon pieces down here, as you can see right here, the Cape Cod collection. Now, Avon isn't good. I would highly recommend you stay away from Avon. There are buyers for Avon. Don't get me wrong, there are buyers for Avon, but I'll tell you what, you're not going to get too much for it. So you really got to buy it at 2 for $1 prices. Now, the ones that are here are the Cape Cod, which is a really deep, like, cranberry red. And the Cape Cod does tend to still hold some value. And I'm definitely considering taking it. But, again, it's Avon. I'm like, I don't want all this Avon just sitting around. Ultimately, I'm going to leave it all behind. I'm just like, I just can't get over the Avon factor. You know, and it's easy to start, you know, like, oh, you see it all there, you know, you'll probably get a good deal on it, then you'll buy it, and then you'll list it, and it'll just sit forever. So that's not what I want. I don't want that, you know, because ultimately you got to ship it out, and glass takes a little bit more extra time and care, extra packaging material to get that out. So I don't want that. You know, if it was something where I could just throw in a poly mailer and send it off, easy. But because I'm going to put it in a box, it's extra cost associated with the box, the padding, all that. That's why I'm passing up Avon. And that's why you should pass up Avon too. So, matches. I have sold matches. And again, matches is one of the things that it's not breakable. You can throw it in there, throw it in a poly mailer, send it off. And surprisingly, matches do well. I just sold some matches, a pair of 2 from actually a restaurant, which was I think it was Agamotto's or something like that. I forgot the actual name, but I think it was more where the restaurant was located, and on the matches it said Amityville, New York, which if you're familiar with that name or that city, you will know it is the Amityville Horror. So I believe that's why it's sold. Otherwise, I would, if it was just like a random restaurant, I wouldn't have listed it. But because it said Amityville on there, Amityville, New York, that's why I listed it, and that's why it sold. It was kind of a random find. I wouldn't expect to find those matches again. But yeah, we're going to continue going through Lupez stuff here, and I'm going to flip off the camera because it keeps, you know, it's going to keep rolling towards the front. So we'll proceed to another vendor over here. So, digging through some electronics. These, unfortunately, severely used Bose headphones. Hey, yeah. No wonder they were just laying here on the floor. Now, these vendors here, you know, since I've been coming to this flea market, and before I started really heavily buying, were you know, some of the prices were a little bit high. Let's just say that. So you know, and it was before I was really buying a lot of stuff, and I didn't really buy too much from them. But now that I've been, you know, buying more and more from them, obviously I started out paying a little bit more than I would like to, but now I'm starting to get really good deals on items here at this vendor booth, and items that will sell well, like this NZXT hub, that's already sold. I think that's sold for $24. That already sold. So, you know, I'm getting some great deals on bundled items, and it just goes to show that you need to, you know, develop a, I don't know, I would say relationship, but it's not, it's kind of like a relationship, like a buyer-seller relationship. You really have to just buy, and then eventually they'll recognize, oh, this guy's buying a lot of stuff, and, you know, maybe if I offer him a better deal, he'll buy more. So, That's the relationship. I don't know what you call it. Symbiotic, I guess. I don't know. She wanted me to buy that whole bin over there, but it had like a used bullet blender in there, a bunch of comics, which comics, I think it had some decent comics in there, nothing really crazy, but she was offering the whole thing. I think it was like 40 bucks. 40 or 50 bucks. I'm not 100%. I don't really remember, but it wasn't going to be worth it. I mean, and then I would have to clean the blender and then the comic books. I think there might have been like 2 comic books that might have been okay, but the rest weren't worth anything. Wouldn't have sold. So I'm going to leave that deal behind. But I got some great hats. I got a Mickey Mouse hat, Tiger Woods hat. Great hats at great prices. And each of the hats will go anywhere between $15 to $20. Clothing, though. If you are into clothing, which I am not, but I do clothing from time to time. It's usually like $1 for the clothing on the tables here. Amazing deal, and we have found some great clothing in there. It's just that I don't like clothing. I will do it. If I don't find anything else, I'll start digging through clothing. But at the flea market, as a matter of fact, recently there will be a video coming out where I did actually score some great clothes, made well, free people. You know, the big brands out there that you hear about, jerseys. But those are far and few between. A couple of walkie-talkies, still brand new on the package. It's Midland, which is a great brand in walkie-talkie. One to look out for, like Midland, Cobra, are some good brands in walkie-talkies. If it was just a generic brand, you know, Amazon, made in China type, I wouldn't have picked it up. But there's a 14-mile radius. Or range, I should say, not radius. So, got a good little haul there. Stopping with my other friend over here, who usually has a lot of little electronics and cameras here. And I kind of want to keep steadily buying from him to see what else he gets, and hopefully, you know, I can get a big, you know, if he gets a big score in a storage unit, I might be able to enjoy some of that. So I want to keep buying. That's I'm getting some keychains, which I'm probably going to give away as gifts. But you know, you got to keep buying. That's the trick. You know. That's what they want. They won't buy. They want you to buy from them. I'm looking at these electronics here. There's really nothing I'm interested in here. But I'm trying. I think on the opposite side there's I spotted a Briar horse. Which that already sold. That's sold, I think, for $26 or $27. Or is the Briar horse brand new in the package? Texas keychain. I'll probably give that to one of my parents. Keychains don't really do that well. You have to get them really like 10 cents a keychain, and they'll sell for a few bucks here and there. But you know, the one good thing about a keychain is that you send it off in a poly mailer. There's really no, you know, you really don't have to worry about breaking or anything like that. But Briar horse, this is a newer Briar horse. This is not one of the older ones, which but the Briar horse market overall isn't really that great right now.
10 bucks? 10 bucks? Yeah, I can do that.
I have some Briar horses just sitting around, some older vintage ones. They're just sitting around. This one sold, and this one probably sold because it's brand new in the box. So
Star Wars character too.
I will definitely do brand new in the box. We're gonna pick up this Anakin Skywalker.
30. All right, I'm gonna keep looking around.
I got the.
Yeah.
I guess somebody was trying
They
to.
start to like they attack it.
Somebody was trying to go through my cart. They thought it was a part of the booth. That is the risk you run here at the flea market, especially when you have to abandon your cart and go digging through these tables. I was talking to him the other day, and he actually, there's a flea market. I think I've talked about it before. It happens once a month. It's at De Anza College here in Cupertino, and he goes there. But when he goes there, he takes a lot of his records. He really doesn't bring them here at all, but over there he'll take his records, his vintage stuff, a lot more vintage stuff than you see here. And people just go through it. He usually sells out. It's just a different clientele than here. A lot of people here are, what you probably see on YouTube. A lot of people go after electronics. They go after, there are your clothing resellers. There are your shoe resellers here. But a lot of people here come for tools, electronics, games, that kind of stuff. This is just a thermometer, cooking thermometer. If you do any outdoor cooking, anything like that, grilling, anything, you need a thermometer. I actually just recently picked up a thermometer. I've wanted one. It's a Bluetooth thermometer that it doesn't have like the little attachment that comes out and attaches to the device that tells you the actual temperature. You plug in the probe into your meat, and then you can get the reading right on your phone, which is cool. Alright, cool. I'm all set here. Alright, we're going to pay up for what I got here and then move on down the line. Yeah, let's do it. There you go.
Thank you, man.
Cool. Thank you very much. Alright, I'll catch you next week.
Yeah, sure.
I probably won't be here tomorrow. I got stuff to do. So, alright, have a good day. Little baby there.
100 degrees today.
Yep, definitely bring a some of the summer. It's already getting cooler here, so yeah, those summer days here definitely worth sometimes bringing an umbrella. And as you can see, lots of clothing people. One thing that people do that I see a lot. Oh, really quick, I spotted this sweater here, Walden West. It's a local kind of like campsite, and everybody in I believe it's a 5th or 6th grade. Everybody goes to camp there for a week. We had a blast. I remember having a blast there. That was really cool. Walden West is one of them. But the clothing resellers that here at the flea market that do really well are the ones that just throw it in piles. The ones that are hung up and everything, they don't really do that well. But they do charge a lot more for the stuff that's hung up. Usually, if it's just sitting there in a pile, it's usually $1 or $2 per an article of clothing. This is one of my friend's booths here, and storage locker buyer, big time storage locker buyer, and he was having a $1 sale on his table. So, while I wouldn't typically pick these games up, they're all sports games. You typically stay away from sports games. At $1 a piece for some of these games, I can list them all for $5 and make some decent profit. They go inside I have a small size padded bubble mailer. Doesn't really cost too much, that I can throw these into and ship them off and on their way. So for $1 each, be great like what do you call it? Impulse buys type of items, and overall, the overall profit is going to be good. And the buying cost, I think, as a matter of fact, I think I've already made my money back on what I paid for these games. I've already sold 3 of them. And so, I've already made my money back, I think, on all these games I purchased. Just on the games at this purchase. But also, those Atari books as well.
Anything on this table is $1
I haven't sold any of them yet. I got a couple. I think I got 3 different Atari books there. I haven't sold any of them yet, but they got a lot of views, a lot of watchers. So I'm anticipating hopefully a sale soon. That just because the watchers and the views are high doesn't necessarily translate to a potential purchase. So, but it could definitely be signs that you have something of interest that interests a lot of people. That guy's looking at a bottle of, I think that's a tequila brand. And there are some spirit bottles that can go for good money. Empty, of course. They always have to be empty. You can't sell alcohol unless you have a license for it. But I don't even think you can really sell it on eBay. I'm not sure. Even if you have a license. But you could sell the empty ones, and some of the high-end ones will go for good money empty.
Oh man, Bill Clinton?
This is something interesting. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. That's a little game ones. Nothing really that great. That was, but at $1 a piece. So like, oh man. And that stuff's not $1 a piece. That stuff's a little bit more over there on that side. But lots of tools. This guy sells a lot of furniture. He moves a lot of furniture. And again, he also does really well at that flea market I was telling you about, the Dianza flea market, selling a lot of mid-century modern stuff.
This table too?
No.
No? Alright.
Definitely scoping out that Toronto Raptors hat. That's a nice, clean-looking hat. No, man, that's a cool hat. I'm gonna have to buy it. It's not $1, but I'm gonna buy it. I think it could be like a $30 to $40 hat. And a bunch of cameras here.
$1 sale, guys. Take it for $1.
This brass dog. That brass dog sold within a day of me listing it. It was crazy. I listed it for, I think that was $18. Don't pass up brass items. Brass items do really well, especially solid brass items.
Take a look.
Not how much he wanted. I think he wanted $20 a camera, but I don't know. I gotta be able to. I really don't want my store just full of items. I mean, I could have probably made some good money on these, listing them as for parts. But I really just don't want a store full of items that are just for parts. I really want to, you know, make sure I could test these items out, make sure they're working items.
Alright. No problem.
Don't make sense, bro.
No,
I mean, it looked clean. I mean, there's, to me, it looked like it would work perfectly fine. And they're all Canon. Most of them are Canons there, so Canon's a good name to look out for. And Canon do tend to bring more of a premium, Canon, Sony, than Nikon and Olympus. So definitely doing my homework, definitely checking these out. They all look very good, very clean, and
how much were the cameras?
I might have gotten asked for a better deal, but I already have so much stuff in the cart already. I really didn't feel like adding these into the pile. I really want more stuff that works. I don't really want to be just selling stuff for parts. Plus, when I sell stuff for parts on eBay, I'll list it as no return, because you will get those people that will buy it, try to fix it, and then if it doesn't work, they'll return it. So I always put no returns on my items that I'm selling for parts. And if you do that, you will get those items that you have no returns on will be categorized as what do you call it? You'll still be considered top rated, but you won't get that top rated plus, and you won't get that top rated plus discount on those items. So I'm winding back to the front of the flea market now and checking out some hats. Usually this is where I would, you know, look for some purses and some wallets, but they really didn't have too many of those today, so But I like this vintage Maui hat. That's a really nice vintage nylon Maui. It has the rope. We're definitely going to pick that up. We're going to get a good deal on it. I'm going to scope out the shoes, even though I'm not buying too many shoes, but I'm still going to take a look and see if there's anything good. Let's see over here. Check out the front. This is actually a Seiko little alarm clock. I haven't listed it yet. I did buy it. I haven't listed it yet. I am still trying to figure out the type of battery that it takes. Because I would like to get that working. But I mean, it's not like it's going to be worth a crazy amount if it's working, but it'll probably more like around $15 to $20. But I would like to make sure it's working and get the appropriate batteries for it. So that way then I can have those batteries in stock. I do like this little calculator, and it's sitting here at my desk, and I don't know, I have this thing for these old vintage calculators, and they're really cool. TI-83 Plus, we're definitely going to scoop that up. Doesn't look too bad. And those go for right around $25. For the calculator, the alarm.
Esa la tengo en 8.
Got the clothes and the hat.
20 for
20? Okay. I'll think about that. I'm not sure about these ones. Yeah, we're just trying to settle on a price.
I'll take the hat for sure. I'm gonna keep looking around. So
15, you like?
15? Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, maybe I don't take that TI calculator. I thought I took that TI calculator. I guess I didn't. But I do have a few of those already. I do scoop them up from time to time if I can get them for less than $5. So I have to get them for less than $5 in order to make it worth it.
No, diferente.
Thank you.
3, 5, $1.
But we do, as you can see, we have a cart full of stuff already. We'll cover everything in the recap here. But that cart is packed, pretty packed. And, you know, it's been good because I've been getting a lot more, you know, smaller items, but still, you know, that will still make us good profit, and that will go inside a poly mailer and off. Quick to, easy to store, quick, you know, quick shipping, and just get it, maybe wrap it in some bubble wrap or two, depending upon the product. Throw it in a poly mailer and send it on its way. Quick to ship, easy to picture. Those are the products I like. But we're wrapping up the trip here, and we're going to go ahead and go into the recap, and we'll go over everything that we purchased on this visit to resell. Okay, everybody, welcome to the recap here. So that was a great day at the flea market. I mean, I got something I've been wanting. I got a bunch of hats, great hats too. And let's just go through everything. You know, I like hats. I know the hat market, and I've talked about it. The hat market's down. Not what it used to be. But I think we got some great hats with some great subject material that will sell very well. And we've got some more digital cameras. They got two. We'll go through everything right now. Some Apple products. I'm very cautious when buying Apple products, and I'll explain why when I get to those right now. But first, what do you think of this hat? You saw this in a video not too long ago. If you're a whiskey person, you'll know that's Islay, and it has Lefroy, which is that is a distillery in Islay, and Islay is a part of Scotland, and they tend to produce a lot of briny, smoked Scotch whiskies. and one of what they're known for is their smoked peats, heavily peated smoked whiskey. So, and the peat smoke has a very distinct flavor, and it's a flavor. Actually, it's a flavor that it reminds me of something from my childhood. That just the flavor, the smell, but I cannot put my finger on it. I have not been able to figure out to this day. So one of these days I will. Maybe many years from now I will figure it out. But the reason why I bring up this hat is because I put it on the other day, and my wife goes, "I slay." I'm like, "I slay." That's not I. I mean, I guess it does say it, but it's one word. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think if I wore this hat down the street, would people be thinking I slay? Well, I know not everybody's necessarily a whiskey drinker, or if they do drink whiskey, they don't know all the different distilleries and where their locations are and all that. But that's an Isla Lefroy. Okay. All right, right off the bat, right here, we're gonna go right here on the table. Okay. So you see me start picking stuff up. Sometimes, I just based on the history of me buying and selling, I know some things will sell, and I don't really have to look it up. Sometimes I do like to look stuff up just in case, if it's something that's pretty common that I really haven't picked up in a while. I know it sells on eBay, but I don't know what the market looks like at this point. Or I don't know what the market looks like at this point in time. So I definitely want to, jump in there, take a look, see what the market's been doing with that item. But for the most part, I will get in there and I'll just start grabbing stuff that I know has value and I know I'm going to get a good deal on it. So, and we like to do bundles. When we're at the flea market, we like to do bundles. And I think another place where bundles really work are at garage sales as well too. Bundles work really well. That allows you to get the overall cost of each individual item down to a more manageable cost. Yeah, manageable cost, I guess. So while some items might not, be up to that cost, others will bring the total cost of everything, kind of average it out. That's one way to think of it. I mean, you could just still, $5, $1, $2, then just add it all up, and you could do that. I like to bundle. And especially with the people that I buy from regularly, they're trying to clear stuff out. They already have other storage units waiting in the wings that they need to bring out to the flea market. And so they want to make as much money as they can with the stuff they're bringing. So, and plus they don't want to load it back up. They want to get rid of it. They'd like to get rid of everything all in one shot if they could. And I hope I help them in trying to alleviate, their inventory and as well as, provide them a fair price. Okay, so this one I got. This is Cow Parade. Not a, crazy profit item, but I have bought and sold these before. And this is Picasso's African Period. That's the name of the actual cow. And these go for about $30-ish or so, but let me, I don't think this has ever been removed from the actual box. Still has the original hang tag, but there's make sure it doesn't slide out. Whoop, there it is. There's the cow right there. So it goes for about $30 or so on eBay. Some of them do go for more. But if you look up Cow Parade, you'll be able to pull these up. Just very colorful cows, and they do pretty well. And you can usually get them for a good price. Right over here, because I was listing these already because I was running kind of late. And yesterday I was trying to get all my listings in. Okay, so a little bit of advice really quick. PS3 games, I think they're all PlayStation. Yeah, one PlayStation 4 and the rest are PlayStation 3. So one bit of advice on video games, and I know I've talked about it, how I never had a PS3 or original PlayStation or anything like that, or N64. But one rule of thumb is don't buy sports games. There are some sports games that are okay. Some. It's very rare, actually. There's like an NCAA, I forget what year it came out, but there's like an NCAA game that's pretty rare. It has a Michigan Wolverines receiver on it, I believe. So, but these ones here are not worth reselling if you buy them for any more than $1. You have to get these for $1 or less. Then you can actually make some money on them. They're not big money makers. Each of these are like $5 a piece. Even the one with Jordan on it, $5 game. FIFA Soccer, $5 game. This one here is Star Wars Battlefront. It's not a sports game, but $5 game. But because I only paid $1, here's a look at all the titles from the side there. I only paid $1 each for all these. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was $7. I gotta make sure I separate which ones I listed already. I'll have to double check. So it was $7 in total for that I got from my friend there at the flea market. And what do we have? I think I have more. I might have more video games in here. Well, yeah, I do have some more. Oh yeah, let me just pull them out right now. So 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11. And they're all sports games. So I'll give you the side view right there so you can see them. So they're all sports games. So at $5 a piece, that's 5, 10, 15, 20. What did I say? 11? 3, 7, 11. So that's $55. And then I only spent... that math is easy. I only spent $11. So $11 and I'll make $50 eventually. That's not bad. Video games do well if I price them at $5 a piece. That's not bad because otherwise, if you try to, the market, most of the games are like that Jordan one. I could probably get $7 out of it, but I'd rather just do $5 on everything and quickly move them on. It's good inventory for the store. It's a video games. Video games is a very popular category, even though sports titles aren't necessarily popular, but video games are. Especially PlayStation. These are all PlayStation, so especially PlayStation games. So if I can get them for $1 or less, great deal. If you can get them for any more than $1, I would not recommend it at all. Okay. Hats. Let's go into the hats really quick because the hats, these are the hats that I buy that do sell for me. First of all, vintage hats, but not all vintage hats necessarily go really well or sell really well. This one here is a Hawaiian headwear hat, and it has Maui on there, but it's very bright. It's got the rope. It's just is it nylon? What is it, nylon? It doesn't even say. But nylon, made in Taiwan, vintage hat. This one should do really well. Probably about $20 on that hat is what I'm estimating. This one here will probably be a $15 to $20 hat, and that is because not only is it, a Nike hat. Oh, is that Nike? Oh, there it is. The Nike logo. It's Nike Golf, and it's also a Google hat. So here's the back of it too, right there. And it's a stretch hat, so it'll fit. It's a one size fits all. When you are, moving hats, yes, the new era. I think it's the 5950 hats are some of the best. Player, they're the official player worn type of hats, some of the best, but adjustable hats tend to do a lot better for me and other people that I know. Now this isn't necessarily adjustable, but it is stretched, so it will fit a lot of people. I don't know if it has a size on here. Sometimes they say small, medium, or large, extra large. This is large, extra large, so it'll fit a bigger size head, which is good. You definitely want the bigger sizes when it comes to any type of clothing, shoes. You want to stay towards either the most common or larger. Don't necessarily want to go smaller. But a Google hat, Google, a well-known company. Everybody knows Google. Nike, well-known Nike, and it's a golf hat. So I'm estimating $15 to $20 for that hat right there. And generally, that's what I'm estimating for. All the. For all these hats. I don't know who was wearing this hat, but oh man, some of these, that's what it is. Some of these pins are missing the backings. It's like, wait a second. Okay. So this one here, I don't know. I probably got to take some of these pins out or replace or move some of these stars around or something because not all of them have the backing. But this is a Top Gun, and obviously Top Gun, everyone knows about. Most people know what Top Gun is. Especially from the movie. I think this is like the official, from the official Top Gun campus. It has the wings and has all the stars on there. I never liked putting any pins in my hat because I'd always feel it on the other side. I tend to wear a larger size hat I have a larger size head, so I would always fill those little picas, as we call it. But there you go. Made in the Philippines. Vintage, Top Gun, great subject matter. Should be like $10 to $15. Probably a little bit more because of the pins. Probably leaning more towards a $20 hat for that one. As a matter of fact, I just sold another Top Gun hat. Didn't have any pins on it, but I sold it for $22, I believe. I accepted an offer. So I gotta take a brief break. I gotta go pick up my daughter, and then we'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, so I think I left off with that Top Gun hat. The next hat I got, this was not from the Goodwill, but that tag was on it, was a NASA hat. And I mean, it's not anything really super special, but it does have the NASA logo on it, so I'm thinking about 10 to 15 for that one here. The next one here should be like a $30 hat, and this is a Tiger Woods golf hat. So red golfing hat, definitely a little more of a little bit more into the higher end with this type of hat. So Nike Golf, red, Tiger Woods, about a $30 hat right there. And then I grabbed this. This I kind of just grabbed for myself. We are planning a trip to Disneyland, so I thought I'd get this Mickey Mouse. This is a vintage hat, a vintage Mickey Mouse hat. I mean, it is golf. I'm not much of a golfer, but I like the canvasy style to it. Really cool hat. If I were to resell it, it'd be about a $15 hat. Then this other hat, which I really haven't even looked up any comps on it yet. But I have sold similar, like a Browning. They make rifles. I don't think they make pistols. They might make pistols too, but I know they're more for their rifles. But I have sold hats like this in the past for about $10 to $15, and that's what I'm planning to post this, unless I see anything different. Then next hat here we got. Okay, this one I actually got for myself. It's a really cool, like a tie-dye Vans hat. It should sell for about $15 to $20, adjustable, but I liked it for myself, so that one is going in my collection, which I'm gonna throw over there. This one here, and now I recognize this hat. It is a small size, a size 7. It is fitted, but this is a 3 up, 3 down. It's a baseball hat, and I have a hat just like this, except it's Oakland A's. But this one here should be about a $20 hat for the 3 up, 3 down. Basically, it just means 3 batters up, 3 batters down. So you need 3 outs to end your half of the inning, whatever team you're on. And the goal is obviously if you only have 3 batters up and you can retire all 3, that'd be optimal. You're good. So that's what that hat means. Oh, then I picked up this other hat. I just really like this hat. It was really cool. I think it's about a $30 hat. Definitely going to do a little bit more research on it. But it's a Mitchell & Ness. And this is 100% wool, Bangladesh. Hardwood classics. Classic. Just the classic Toronto Raptors hat. Really nice. Just a really cool hat. Reminds me of the old Vince Carter era in Toronto. Just a nice Raptor. I was thinking of keeping it for myself. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to toss it over on that side as I think about it with my Vans hat over there. This is a really cool hat. I'm not really that big into watching basketball, but I like the colors. I was a fan of Vince Carter when he first came out. So, I'm still a fan of Vince Carter. He was a really good player. But we'll see. We'll see about that hat. Depends how much it's actually worth. I think it's worth about $30, but if the comps say anything different, we'll see. Might be up for sale. Okay. I'm going to grab my phone for this one really quick. Hold on one second. Okay, because I wanted to look up there's some property ownership maps that I grabbed, and I want to try to look those up while I'm here on camera for you guys as well, too, because those I have really no clue. Can I grab this purse? I don't know. I was unfamiliar with the brand, but it's just a really nice old leather purse. It's got that old leather smell to it. The brand is I can't read that, and I might have my wife read it. But just take a look at that. Look at how, just a cool little crossbody. It's got room for a pen. It's vintage, made in the USA. It's like an organizer purse. And this should probably go for about $40 to $50. It's just well made. I need to figure out that designer's last name. I can't read it. D-U something. I have to ask my wife. Probably has better eyes than me. But that's the name of it. I just thought it was really, for $3, I don't think you can go wrong with this. And I'm thinking it's going to, like I said, it's probably going to be about $40, maybe $50. A real nice, just compact, purse organizer. So really cool. Running out of space over here. I'm going to move some stuff. Gotta get that ship up there. It's still there. Okay. I grabbed a cord because I can always use cords for testing. This had a this is USB 3.0. You can tell it's 3.0 because it has the blue right there. Although on some laptops and stuff and computers, they're not color coding it properly, so you have to look at the specs. But it just has an unusual connection on the other end that some devices use. So I saw this. I thought I'd grab it just in case if I need it for testing or anything. Okay. Then I paid up for a few things here with one of the vendors. I got this Star Wars Attack of the Clones. This is a vintage collection. This is Anakin in peasant disguise. So as he was a Padawan. Not crazy valuable. These vintage collections do really well. If you get some of the more unique characters, especially the Stormtroopers, Bastila Shaw from the video game. What's the big one is that I sold for, I think 700 was Ahsoka, the original vintage collection Ahsoka. I sold that one back during the pandemic for $700. And this one here, only like $15. So $5 isn't bad. I would have preferred to get it for less, but I'm trying to develop a little rapport relationship with that vendor here that I bought this stuff from. Again, for the Briar Horse, $10 is a bit too much. It goes for about $20. But I'm trying to just, to foster a new buying relationship, I guess. So that way, I can buy more stuff and hopefully get better deals in the future. NZXT, they make computer parts, computer cases. This is an internal USB hub, which could come in handy for somebody. And it's probably about $10 to $15 for that guy. It's brand new in there. I grabbed this Kodak camera here because it has the battery. It's an 8.2 megapixels. I'm not going to be able to test it, so I'm definitely going to sell it for parts, but it should be like a $15 4-parts camera. Because it is in great condition, and it probably works. It's just I'm not going to invest any money into getting a charger for it if, it's not going to be worth it. Because the charger, I might be able to find a charger on Amazon, but that's going to eat into my overall cost of this. Might as well just sell it for parts, make a little bit of money on it, and we'll be good to go. Okay, here's something I do want to look up really quick while I have this on camera, because I haven't yet. It's a Sony. Usually these are like it's like a GPS device. And these, usually you'll find the Garmin ones. I don't think I've ever seen a Sony one before. But Sony Nav-U. Okay, let's see what this is. This is, got it for $5. And nothing's coming up. Here we go. Okay. So, probably not really worth it. Maybe about $10 on that. So, $10 to $15 because the $10 one was on a bid. The other one was $24. And, okay. For $5, not a good buy. It probably works. Sony's a really good brand. They're usually pretty durable. The screen's not cracked. It just has some, it's not even like scratching on it. Just some funk, I guess. So I'm going to plug it in. Just make sure it works. Looks like it's powered just by USB. And maybe a $10 flip really quick. Probably not a good buy. Well, it's definitely not a good buy. Okay, then we got this, this what do you call it? Heritage. It's called American Heritage Dictionary. It's just a little dictionary. Just quickly look stuff up. Look up what? Personal edition, instant access to over 130,000 definitions. Brand new in the original plastic. It is a little bent out of shape, but that should be anywhere between $10 to $15 for that guy. I've sold these little organizers, thesauruses, dictionaries before. If you get them brand new, it's always the best. They got a controller. It should be like a $15 controller, an Xbox controller, Xbox One controller. So, good buy. I mean, decent buy. I mean, it's not. If you're buying this for $5, no. But I got it in a big old bundle of other stuff, so not bad. This one here, I have no idea, but I really liked it. I might keep it. I'm not really going to look up. Well, I should probably look up comps on it. Let me look up comps really quick and just see what this goes for, but I like it. PC FM audio scan radio. I'm probably not going to find anything on it, really, right off the bat. About $15, so if you do see it out there, it will probably be off $15 for that guy. Pretty cool, but I think I'm going to keep it because it's got that old vintage computer. It has all the little parts in there. It has like a little mouse right there, a little keyboard. And the monitor is actually the speaker, so that's really cool. I'm definitely going to keep that guy for sure. I'm not going to throw that one, though. Then I got another interesting cord here. And it's an Asus. This is not really like, it's just, it looks fancy, but it's really just like a USB extender. So, I just got it because Asus branded. I'm pretty sure I might have a use for it, but we'll see. I might just sell it. It could be worth about $7, but I just threw it in the bundle. Why not? We're bundling. Then I grabbed some walkie-talkies. This is actually a decent brand to look out for. Is Midland. Just 2-pack walkie-talkies. Should be about $15 right there. $15 to $20 for those walkie-talkies. Have a 14-mile range. Obviously, the more range, the better, and if it's a reputable brand too. Midland is a good brand. Then I grabbed this here. This is a Roku stream bar, so it's a speaker and a Roku device all in one. So if your TV, is lacking, some decent sound, and you want a smart TV, you got it all in one package right here. And this should go for about $50 to $60. I don't know if you saw or heard in the video. No, because I asked after I turned off the camera. I was at Lupa Station. That's where this was at. And she wanted $25 for it, but we bundled it up with all kinds of stuff. So we paid way less than $25 overall. And then, what else did we get? I got some keychains, but I'm not going to show those. Those are gifts. Then I got this. These guys do pretty decently. Probably about $15, especially if it has it does have a game in it too. But I've sold just these little stylists for about $7 to $8. So the whole package, probably about $15 right there. I just have to test it out, make sure it works. There's the battery compartment in the back. Now these two calculator, well, one's a calculator, one's a personal alarm clock. I'm gonna need to test this out, but it's a Seiko. Seiko is definitely a brand of watch to look out for. Don't really know. I was looking this up. It's probably around $20. I'll have to do, if it works. So I have to make sure it works, but it's just a little portable alarm clock. And then this here, I don't know what this will be worth. I need to do a little bit more research on it, but it is a really cool, just a little portable vintage calculator. The gold really just catches your eye on it, but it's not real gold. It's probably just an off-brand, a vintage off-brand calculator, but it's really cool. I mean, I like these little old calculators from yesteryear. Okay, and then on to some bigger hit items here. Well, this is an iPod Touch. It is cracked, but I haven't tested it yet. I gotta find my cord to charge it because it uses one of those old ones right there. And it might do a little bit of cleaning down there too as well. But it doesn't really go for too much. Hopefully it's not locked. And yeah, there's no battery charge at all. probably about $20 or $30. It's not they're not crazy valuable. They don't command what they used to command. But I did test this. I got this mini iPad. It is iCloud locked, which unfortunate, but I planned on using it for myself anyway. I have a full-size iPad, but I don't really use it for much. Yeah, I use my laptop for a lot of stuff. And I just wanted the little iPad, because I do have some movies and stuff that I've purchased on iTunes a long time ago that I do like to rewatch. So I wanted a smaller screen and not an iPhone to watch it on. So that's not bad. But the big win... Oh, wait. Before we get to the big winner, this is a... Okay. I picked this up. This should go for about $30 to $40-ish. Let me just double check really quick, because I haven't looked it up in a while. It's OnLive game system. OnLive game system. And OnLive... Oh. Okay. The last sold copy was for $75. Although there's some listed for around $30 to $40. So about $30 or $40 is probably what we're looking at right now. But this is an OnLive game system. And OnLive, if you guys are familiar, there we go, look it up. If you guys are familiar with, like, what is it, Amazon's Luna system, where you play, you know, games in the cloud, Google's version of that. This came before all those, and it was basically just a streaming service. It was streaming games to your computer. I don't think this. Let me see. Your computer or yeah, you could plug this into your TV too. Yeah. So there's a little console right there. It doesn't even look like it's been used. There's still the original plastic on it, but it had a controller. It had the hub. And there's probably some cords in here too, I think. Yeah, maybe there's cords down there. So it still sells though. People still buy it. I don't know. The service I think is dead. So there's nothing really you can play on it that I'm aware of. But I remember when this came out, and I did play some games on it. It wasn't very good because not everybody necessarily had. First of all, not everybody had broadband internet or fast internet, and I don't think the software was really that great, but it worked. It proved the point, but unfortunately, that company is no longer around. But their products do very well. Oh, Google Stadia was the Google version of cloud gaming. But if you do find their controllers for about $5, they still resell pretty well because you can use them. I think they activated the Bluetooth feature, so you can connect them to your PC and game with them. Okay, so the one thing that I'm going to keep for myself, but if you're going to resell it, it goes for about $250. This is a Microsoft Surface tablet, which I've been looking for one, and I'm glad, I'm glad someone that I buy from regularly had it, and I was able to buy it from her. The model number is, Microsoft Surface tablet model number, can't see a darn thing. 1866, 128 gigabyte version. That's the one that goes for $250. If it works, of course. This one works, has the keyboard, and I've already reset it and everything. Everything works great. I've been wanting one. Just because it's a pretty great, pretty powerful tablet / laptop. In a very compact form, so I really like the compactness of it, and the bit of power it provides. Not as good as some gaming laptops or anything, but it's great to have this kind of power just in your backpack, traveling, flying around, wherever. So cool little device. Look how slim that is. It's Windows 10. I'm not sure yet if I can upgrade it to Windows 11 because there are some restrictions on hardware. I would like to get it up to Windows 11 if I can, but we will see. Otherwise, a lot of stuff we got here from the flea market. A lot of stuff that's going to go up on eBay. Nothing other than this. Nothing like super crazy. But just good stuff for the store. good stuff to keep the store moving. A lot of impulse buy items. I hope there are a lot of impulse buy items here that people will be snapping up, and that really helps to move sales. And then when you have a big sale, it's like, all right, we have like, you know, $15, $20 sales, and then all of a sudden you have that $100 or $200 hit that really, you know, just, you know, get your store going. So good profit. Otherwise, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys appreciate the flea market videos. I'm going to be doing some more flea market videos because, you know, we haven't been finding great stuff for the Goodwill. So when you haven't been finding great stuff at one location, you got to adjust. And we have a great flea market here. There's other flea markets in the area, which we'll probably be visiting as well too. There's a couple of them that are once a month, and there's another one on the other side of town. I haven't been to in a while. Maybe it's changed, but it wasn't very good. But we will see. We'll go visit it, and I will have a Plato's Closet video coming out because we did stop there for some shoes. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and catch you guys in the next video. Oh, thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, or if you like the video. If you don't like the video, let me know. Let me know if I can make it better. I hope I'm not making it worse, but I guess I could. All right, catch you guys in the next video.